Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Em, a lover of all things planning and stationery, and today I'm going to be giving you guys an overview of my 2022 planner stack slash setup. So nothing in detail, but just kind of these are all the planners that I've been using this year and kind of an overview of how I've been using them. Okay, first up we've got the Take a Note planner. This is an A5 planner that I am trying for the first time this year. I've been aware of it for a few years, but it always ends up going out of stock before I can get a hold of it. They tend to sell out quite early before the year even starts. So last year I made a plan of actually pre-ordering this. This basically was to replace the cousin that I normally have each year, and kind of it hasn't really panned out in terms of how I thought I was going to be using it. It was going to be kind of a full replacement for my cousin. That hasn't happened, and instead it's actually more of a scrapbook, which actually I really like. There is some elements of planning in here and some note taking and some things for the shop, but all in all it's mainly just a scrapbook. It's how I kind of started using my cousin towards the end, just somewhere that was kind of really casual, not too kind of decorative, literally just somewhere to put kind of pictures, memorabilia, things that I've picked up, like this great coaster from Germany. Yeah, really love it, love the layout. I wish that I could use this, I guess, properly, because the layout of it is actually fantastic, with the week down the side and then kind of the week spread over 2 pages, lots of space for stickers and planning and all sorts. And if I'd have started using this planner a couple of years ago, I would have absolutely loved it. But in terms of my life now and how busy I am in terms of work, I don't have enough to kind of fill this in, because work just takes up so much more than it probably ever did do before, and I don't need it as a work planner. I'll come on to what I use for work. So yeah, lovely planner. If you want me to do a review of this kind of in depth, talking about the paper and things like that, absolutely will do, because I do recommend it all day long, but for me it just hasn't quite worked. And also I don't think, yeah, not great. Favourite fountain pen, and the fact that it doesn't fit in the pen loop is really annoying. Next we've got my Halifax Personal in Ochre. I've had this a few years now. I definitely have a blog post where I share kind of my setup of it, so I will link to that. I'll link to kind of everything that I can down in the description, and where there's videos I'll link up top as well. But yeah, so I'm not going to kind of go over this too much, and also there's a lot of personal stuff in here, so I can't really do much of a flick through. But basically this is kind of everything reference, so everything that doesn't really change from year to year. So I've got kind of perpetual calendars for birthdays and anniversaries and things like when appointments are due, so like irregular ones like dentist or opticians, things like that. Then I've got bill tracking, just from the perspective of I've got the month and then each date that certain direct debits and things go out, just so I know when things are coming and going. Savings trackers, addresses, things like that, just all the things that you just kind of reference on. So I probably only pick this out once a week, but it's very invaluable in terms of the information that it has in here. Next up, we've got the Hobonichi Weeks. This is a planner that I've had for many years, but it took me a really long time to really kind of figure out how best to use this. But now that I have got a setup that works for me, I absolutely love it and will not be without it in any years to come. It's basically my brain, my workhorse. It's got everything in it in terms of all of my future plans, all of my weekly planning, my financial planning's in here, absolutely everything. I won't be without it, and if I roll into a Monday and I haven't set it up, I genuinely feel lost, if I'm honest. I am going to do a full setup video on this and really go through kind of how I use all the pages, because there's literally nothing in here that I am not using. I will probably just about have enough note pages for the rest of the year, but only just. Yeah, so a video will be coming on that soon. Next, on to the latest addition to my planner stack. So the weeks up until very recently also kind of doubled as my wallet. So you may have seen there was a couple of kind of pouches and things for card slots and things like that. That's because my bank cards actually lived in there, and then I kind of got a little bit obsessed with the idea of passport traveler's notebook. I'm going to blame Lindsay Scribbles for it. Again, I am going to do a full setup post on this because I think it warrants it, and I really love kind of how I've got this set up and organised, so I do want to spend a bit of time going through it properly. But yeah, this is basically my wallet, so that's where my cards live, but obviously I've removed them. This is just kind of my monthly planning, so I've got all the way until next August basically. So because when I'm out and about, I don't need my full kind of weekly planner. I literally just need a month at a glance to know, am I busy that day for work or home reasons, yes or no. Literally that's it. And then I just have a notebook here, which obviously, because this is quite new, I've not done a lot to it. This is for just kind of general notes in terms of almost kind of bullet journal style, but I don't, like I say, I don't plan out my week in it because I've got my weeks for planning. It literally just is notes on the go to say, oh, remember to kind of transfer this to your weeks, or if I've got spare 5 minutes, I'll do some brainstorming for a project that I'm working on or something like that. Nothing big, but I love the size, I love how it looks. This is my second attempt at a traveller's notebook and I am really loving it so far, so stay tuned for a setup video about that. Finally, there is my Asics Hobonichi. So I added this probably about 2 months ago now, when I slightly changed roles at work and realised that my lecture term A5 notebook probably wasn't going to cut it in terms of what I needed for this new role. So I finally bought a Woodbird cover from Hobonichi. I've been after one of these covers for quite some time, but I didn't really I wasn't convinced on an A5 cover, and also a zipped cover, and also I knew I didn't want an A5 in a cover because an A5 sits nicely in a letter organiser that I've got on my desk, and with a cover in it, it just won't fit. So I knew, as much as I wanted one, particularly the Woodbird covers, these are gorgeous. So yeah, realising that actually this would fit perfectly for work, I was like, finally an opportunity, an excuse to order the Woodbird. So I'm not going to show you kind of any of the pages because there's obviously lots of confidential stuff at work, but just broadly talk about the setup. So I've gone for a day free because I don't need dated pages. I basically just need lots of blank pages, but having the monthlies at the front just for kind of any important dates, product release dates, things like that, that's really handy. And then because it's a day free and it's quite thin, I've then got space to put another notebook in here, which is the plain grid notebook from Hobonichi. This works really well, these two together for my job. So this is basically in the blank pages bullet journaling, a week per page effectively, and it's just a running log. I will link some blog posts where I've shared kind of how I plan for work, and the little layout that I've got is basically what I do in here now. But then this kind of frees up space for meetings or projects or anything else other than to-dos. And I quite like keeping the two separate so that I'm not kind of flicking through pages and pages of general to-dos just to find that one meeting with Microsoft 3 weeks ago. It's a lot easier to get to in here. And then this this kind of zipped cover is perfect in terms of, you know, all the pockets and space and post-it notes. Obviously I've not filled huge amounts of it yet, but I will be traveling a lot more for this new job, so it just means that I can kind of keep everything together, have places for business cards and things like that, and not have to worry about things getting lost or rolling around. It literally will just zip up, get thrown in my bag, and be really easy to forget about almost. So yeah, absolutely loving this so far. I really actually enjoy the zipped cover. I haven't enjoyed zipped planner covers before when I've tried Filofax in the past. I did the whole buying a Kate Spade one, didn't really like it, so I was really concerned that I wasn't going to gel with this, but actually really love it. So yeah, that is this year's planner stack. Like I say, there'll be setup videos coming about these two, just so I can show you in detail how I've got everything set up. There are blog posts around this which I will link to in terms of how I use this and set it up. There's a blog post around how I generally plan in a work planner, which again I'll leave a link to. If you want a review of this and just want to hear my thoughts, because I know that they'll be launching pre-orders probably again soon, let me know and I will do a video just kind of giving a full review on that soon. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.